doctors are actually very lucky in comparison to architects, because if a doctor makes a mistake, he or she gets to bury it. Where if an architect makes a mistake, it's on display for the world to see. My name is Phillip Youakim, and I'm an architect. Most of my career I've designed hospitality, so hotels, nightclubs, restaurants. I spent a lot of time in the commercial workplace, so those are all around the world. I have so much unbuilt work that's all around the universe. Most of what an architect does, unfortunately, never makes it into fruition. Today, I'm going to build a skyscraper without instructions, from scratch, out of Legos. I'm assuming I'm not going to have to be very particular with colors because there's not enough of one specific color to make it true to whatever building it becomes. So now let's find out what we're building. I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm obviously hoping it's not the Guggenheim or the Opera House or something. The Empire State Building. That should be easy enough, so I say now. So the good news about the Empire State Building, I know quite a bit about it because for a long period in modern architectural history, it was the tallest building in the world. The Empire State Building took it, I believe, from the Chrysler Building. Otherwise, it's a pretty typical tower of the time. It cascades back from the street to try not to overshadow the street too much because people are terrified of these towers going up and blocking their views of the sky. I mean, it's a New Yorker. The tower it's got attitude, it's got style, it's bold. I prefer the Chrysler Building just because of the detailing on its top. But the Empire State Building has some detail which, because of its scale, you can't see as easily. So I've been given 1 hour to build this. Let's see what I can come up with. So the Empire State Building has like a pedestal base, so like a big block that exists on the street level. And what's interesting is on its front and back facades, it has these indents on the tower portion. If I can get that level of detail in building it out of the Legos, I think it'll be enormously successful. And I think also why it's important that we started planning. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough of the right pieces to build this in its full scale. So if we assign this as X, this is number 3, let's call that 4X. Our tower component, I imagine it's probably like a 2. I think that's the plan. Plus that little tower off the end there. This is much more daunting now. I think I need to make a mess. I need to be able to see what we have. These eyes will be very helpful. So I'm going to try to pull out the larger pieces, which I think will be significant for the base. And then maybe I'll start pulling out into a separate section these mid-sized bricks. If we were doing Chrysler Building, we could use these as the gargoyles, but we didn't get it. Every time one building would add some new height to it, the other one would go and redraw their plans mid-construction and add more height as well. And the Chrysler Building actually built its antenna, the top of the tower, within the building, and at the very last minute pulled it out. Much like the others, the Empire State Building then, as it was mid-construction, decided to add some more height and build its tower on top. I mean, this is exciting. It might ruin my career if I can't produce anything. Otherwise, maybe I'll get a job as a Lego master builder. Oh, we're gonna make a mess. So I'm gonna have to reclaim the workspace eventually. I think this scale is gonna be very off from what I initially thought. Because if this becomes our X, I mean, maybe 2 of these would be nice as an X. Again, I don't have much time to think too much about it. Let's start with this for our pedestal and see how we go from there. Yeah, that's not going to be thick enough. I'm going to offset that for stability, even though it sacrifices one of my smaller blocks. So I think that's all I can afford to put for the pedestal base, but would have liked it thicker than that. I mean, it'd be horrible to make it through to the top and have the whole thing collapse, both in life and in Lego. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I'm thinking maybe I skip this section, try to build this central tower and assess then. The most important feature to get right is probably the height. If it ends up looking about this short, I don't think it will feel like it represents the actual Empire State Building. So it very quickly turned into a stressful experience, mostly because of the time restraint. It's still fun. I mean, I'm not complaining that I have to play with Lego and build the damn thing. My perfectionism wants to have this piece fit here and here. I don't see any others, so I'm considering snapping this in half. And for structural stake, I mean, it has to happen. Oh no, it snaps. It was a little anticlimactic. I was like hoping for like a big, like, whoosh. You can do sound effects, right? Now, I think I have to keep it hollow so I can preserve the bricks for later. I have a feeling I'm just gonna have to conceal this at the back. We just added some new window penetrations to the facade of one of the most historic buildings of all time. I think the architect was named Lamb, is probably rolling over in his grave somewhere. Unless he was cremated, then he's blowing in the wind somewhere. I'm getting closer. Any project is usually developed as per the restraints of either the site or the budget, and I think this is no different, that we're having some budgetary restraints. I think the Empire State is one of the few buildings that actually was under budget and finished ahead of schedule. I think this took them 1 year to build, just over a year. I think it was a year and a month. It's unheard of nowadays. It takes a year to change a light bulb. It still needs to be at least triple what I have there, and then the tower can go on top. Oh, those would be great as the wings that are on that top of the antenna. Pick up some Lego and you all of a sudden do feel younger. I am being flooded with childhood memories of like trying to find the right brick for the right purpose. I forgot what that was like until this very moment. So, as an update, I feel like I need still another 3 or 4 at least layers on top of this tower. Nothing to say for the back. I'm gonna keep that empty so I can make sure I have enough to get to the overall form I'm looking for. We're definitely getting a little more creative in the use of these pieces, which is the whole point of Lego, isn't it? Number 1, the digging, and number 2, the imagination. That as long as I have one flat side, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the inside. So that's what we're going for now. No one's gonna see the inside. We'll make that the interior designer's problem. There we go again. I tried to fix one of the holes in the back, and now we're having some structural problems. But I'm only an architect. I'm not meant to fix a structure. That's the engineer's job. I need that piece. We talked about it being a place of worship. It's holy. I think this might be our last level on the second block here. Oops. I need that one. I think we're getting there.
10 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, it would really help if it wasn't one of the most recognized buildings in the world, because everyone will know it's wrong. This doesn't click. Oh, it's not in the right position. How much time do I have left?
6 minutes.
Let's see if we can do some troubleshooting then. So that tire works perfectly for the observation deck. It's actually now a revolving restaurant. That might be it.
You got it?
I think so. I think I'm content with that. I think I got it. I mean, it's not perfect, but there is something off in the scale, which I'm not working out what it is yet. Maybe it's the tower's too high. I wonder why.
Still have 4 minutes.
Oh, well now I want to do an indent here. I'm not sure if that's a wise thing to start on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to fix the bottom. This should hopefully all come off in one piece.
You're taking the whole thing out?
Just for this part. I have to. The perfectionist coming out. No, that's the middle part. What have I done? Reverse this and this. Ah! I think I'm regretting this decision.
45 seconds left.
Okay. Now's not the time to choose the color you prefer.
10,
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
You good? I'm very happy I decided to redo this indent at the front. I think it makes a big difference. That was a lot harder than I expected. And the terraces, we captured the front one quite well, but I think they exist all around the building, so we are missing those. We're honest here. You can see all the holes that were carelessly left behind as we went up the tower. At first I was thinking this would be easy, you know. I'm a professional, I can do this. Then when the bricks came out, I was like, I'm never gonna find what I want here. And I think there was a constant torment that this is going horribly. This is going great, this is going horribly, which I think perfectly echoes the design process. 1 minute you think you're on track, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm the worst person in the world, this will never work. When you build something, an actual building, it usually outlasts the architect, so you don't have to deal with the prospect of it being destroyed in front of you. I know this is going to come apart soon, and I'm a little heartbroken about that. You were all hoping it would smash apart then, weren't you? I know you were.